I think we're good to go. Okay. Good morning, everyone. My name is Dr. Ramona LaRoche. I work here as the supervisor of adult reference. You getting some feedback? Okay. 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 We're going to start all over. Okay. Good morning, everyone. I'm Dr. Ramona LaRoche, and I serve as the supervisor of adult reference here at the African American Research Library. I'd like to welcome you here for our program, part of our celebration of freedom, particularly this month because it's Haitian Heritage Month. I'm really excited because the guests that we have today are two amazing women who did an amazing program focused around Haitian culture and literacy. And some of the students that they taught are with us today, and they are now grown folk. And they're going to be talking a little bit about their experience and how their trajectory has gone as a result of being in that program. So let me tell you first a bit about the two illustrious leaders that presented this program to these youth. I'll start with Dr. Desir, Dr. Charlene Desir. She is a research professor at Nova Southeastern University. She's also the founder of the Empowerment Network Global, an empowerment nonprofit for Haitian women and children. Her academic interest is in the social and academic adjustment of Haitian students in public schools, specifically school social curriculum, social trauma occurring in schools, and how social issues affect cognitive ability and social development. She received her doctorate from the Harvard Graduate School of Education. And the book that she and her colleague co-wrote is entitled The Education, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Education, and Restoration of Pan African Haitian Youth, a guide to building diasporic literacy programs. And it was focused on a 7-year Haitian psychoeducational program in Miami, Florida. She also works as a school psychologist. She has, K through 12 school counselor, school administrator, and an academic advisor, as well as her professorship. Her colleague, Dr. Pamela Hall, is professor of psychology, and we want to commend her on that because that's a new position for her since we last saw her, and that's an achievement, as we know, in the academic world. She serves as the director of the Africana Studies program and the associate dean of graduate studies for the College of Arts and Science at Barry University in Miami Shores, Florida. Her most recent edited books focus on the COVID-19 pandemic and the vulnerable populations. And I've already mentioned the book, so I don't have to repeat that. Her latest publication is due out in June of 2025, next month, in the Journal of Black Psychology entitled Socio-Cultural Factors Related to COVID Vaccine Status in African Americans. She is a native of Richmond, Virginia, and a member of the Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. I bring them up now. Thank you so much.
One. In the Haitian tradition, when one enters the room, they say "One," and the response is, "I respect you." So I give you honor, and let us exchange respect. It is an honor to be here today with our graduates from this program. Dr. Hall and I spent decades creating this experience. But before we begin, I'd like to first acknowledge God, Creator, for giving us the breath to do this work. And I drop water for Creator, and we say Ashe. And I want to acknowledge our collective ancestors, our ancestors who conspired for us to be in ceremony together for 7 years. And we are their greatest gift, right? We are their dream actualized. So we give honor to our ancestors who conspired to be with us. And then there was a teacher I met this weekend, Benny Marquez, Afro-Latino man from Venezuela. And he reminded that we are not descendants, we are ascendants. So we are ascendants of our ancestors. So I want to drop libation for all of you who have taken the call to walk a path that our ancestors set up for us as their ascendants. And I say Ashe. And we always have to acknowledge those yet to come. We live on this plane with a past, present, and future happening at the same time. Dr. Hall and I imagined that you would exist. We imagined it in our dreams. We imagined it in our prayers. And we coexisted in a way to manifest. You have the gift and the anointing to manifest your dreams. And today we're going to hear it. We were with you young. You were with us when we were a little younger, right? But we are waiting for all of you that is yet to manifest, and those that is connected to you that is yet to manifest. And we say Ashe. And we thank all your parents who trusted us, your parents who supported us into this work. Aibubu and Amen.
Greetings, everyone. I hope you can see me. I'm Dr. Pamela D. Hall, the other co-founder of the Haitian Empowerment and Literacy Program and the Literacy Initiative for Empowerment. You see two different names for the program that Dr. Desir and I created, and the book that we wrote in conjunction with Dr. Stephanie Ogee Shaw and Dr. Woodland Seraphin. You see these two names because when we initially started this project, it was called LIFE, Literacy Initiative for Empowerment, and we work with high school students. We were funded and blessed to have the funding from the Children's Trust. We were in the program at Barry University, and after the first 2 years or so, they wanted to switch to younger adolescents. So instead of working with high school individuals, we work with middle school individuals, and the name thus keeping that empowerment and keeping that literacy at the forefront of the work that we did, as well as infusing them in our Haitian cultural identity. We changed it to help. So you see that there. What I want to do now is part of what we would do every morning, 100 young, enthusiastic Haitian adolescents, teachers, staff, and everything would meet together for our morning meetings. And we would oftentimes do meditations, we would have speakers, and we also would have readings where we would invite a young person up to read from a book by Marianne Williamson. It's called Illuminata, A Return to Prayer. And we would take excerpts from that book. And this goes in conjunction with the fact that we also had our young people write about what did this excerpt that was just read mean to you. So in keeping with Dr. Desir and I, what our purpose in creating this program was all about, I want to read something from the book, A Way In. Trying to get it to turn around. I see in my mind a little ball of golden light. I watch this light as it begins to grow larger and larger until now it covers the entire inner vision of my mind. I see within the light a beautiful temple. I see a gold garden that surrounds the temple and a body of water that flows through the garden. I see that inside of the temple, it is lit by the same beautiful golden light, and I am here. For I have been drawn here by the power, and I am in the presence of God. I dedicate my days and my relationship and my experiences to the Most High. May the Spirit of the Most High, which is within me, so guide my thoughts, my feelings, my perceptions of all things, that I might grow into a happier, more peaceful, more loving human being. Illuminate my mind, illuminate my life, illuminate my spirit. Amen. Ashe. And as you see on here on this slide, Dr. Desir and I, our purpose has been and still is to bring light. And we thought this was apropos to talk about the light of the young people that sit here that we're going to invite up on the stage. But what we also did in our morning meetings is we opened with a ritual, our opening ritual. We read that. And so I'm going to ask, before I invite our panelists, our young stars up on the stage to stand with us. And if you all don't mind, let's be in community. You should see on the screen the opening ritual, right? And on 3, let's say it together in community. 3. I invest in myself because I invest in who I am. I invest in myself because I invest in a fellow man. I invest in myself because I am an intricate part of life. Without me, my dreams cannot take flight. Ashe, all right. And so we did that every morning. And a lot of times we have to reflect on that. Now we want to invite our panelists up, right? Kiana Pierre, Stefan Fatal, Ayana Tunis, and Najee Bruno, right? Now, you'll see some pictures here. This picture of Najee on the screen, every year we took pictures. This was her doing the program. This is her live, but this is her after she finished and she received her bachelor's degree. The program ran at Berry, and she actually went to Berry to get her bachelor's. On last Friday, she had her doctor of pharmacy degree. Right. So her light is bright, shining bright. All right. Now, Ayana, she actually had a purpose statement here. Exists to help lost people find their way back to God. She exists to help remind people of their goals. She exists to empower the ones with little hope, insecurities, and low self-esteem. Stefan, this was doing the program. Right? Stefan went on to get his AA degree, his bachelor's degree, and now his MBA. And he'll tell you more. They're going to tell you more about themselves. We just want you all to see that before and after. And this is, as we said, this is Kiana, right? Exists to bring happiness into this world to her family. Happiness in this world to her family. I'm going to sit down. We're going to let them take over now and let them actually share more about who they are, what they've done, and reflect on the program. Tell us what were some of the most memorable moments of the program and how it helped you become who you are, if it helped you become who you are. Awesome. So we're going to start from... It's y'all shows now.
So, hello, my name is Najee Bruno. Yes, last week I got my Doctor of Pharmacy degree. For me, I remember when I was in the 8th grade, my parents heard about this program. I believe it was on the radio. So they were like, you gotta go. And I wasn't too sure about it. I didn't know what it was about, but I remember the day I went to go register, it was with my brother, and it was a very rainy day, and I was like, maybe this is a bad sign. But nonetheless, it was a great experience. I feel like this program really helped me with knowing who I am, especially as a Haitian person, as a Haitian, as a Haitian. I grew up, of course, my parents from Haiti, but I feel like they didn't really teach me about like the history or anything. So I feel like this program, I was able to learn about the history of Haiti through different ways. Art, we had people speak to us, we read books, and yeah, it was a lot of different ways to learn. And we also had like social skills, and I feel like that was a really great part, just to like tap into your emotions and stuff. You don't really learn that at a young age, especially growing up in like a Haitian culture as well, I will say. So this program really helped me with my identity. I was one of the students who were in the 8th grade who were able to be a helper, but and then I was able to be a counselor the next one of the counselors part of life. So I was able to see them grow as well too. So that was a good opportunity to see how I was able to learn through this program and see others learn through it as well. And I was able to go to yeah, of course, I went to high school, and I feel like this program didn't just stop at the summer program. It continued off. They did not like disconnect with us. They were there to help us. And I will remember I was in a class struggling with algebra. Though I was a bright student, I was taking classes with, like I was in 9th grade taking classes with 10th graders, but I feel like I was still like struggling in a way. So I was taking an algebra class and I was not doing well. I remember I was first time having a bad grade. I was telling my dad, and she was like, maybe you should contact Dr. Hall. And I contacted her, and she was able to help me and connect me with somebody at Barry who was a math tutor. And we were able to still meet during the school year. So I feel like that really helped me. And that really helped me to where I am today. I feel like maybe if I didn't do well in that class or do well moving forward, I wouldn't be where I am today because math is a very important part of pharmacy. So yeah. So yeah, I was able to get my degree in pharmacy, and I feel like this program really helped me who I am today. Yeah.
Hello, good morning, everyone. My name is Ayana Tunis. I'm just going to share a little bit of the experience that I had as a helper. So I remember I was home and my mom was like, hey, Auntie Charlene has a program and you're going to attend. And I was like, excuse me? Are you kidding me? And she was like, yeah, no, this is going to be really good for you. This is going to be really helpful. And I was one of the Broward, we called myself the Broward kids because all the other kids lived in Miami. And I was always in Miami every weekend with my mom, picking up Haitian patties, picking up Haitian bread, eating Haitian food. So I was very familiar with the area. I just didn't know I didn't have any peers my age. So she brought me there and I was like, oh my goodness, I can't believe she's doing this to me. But I'm actually super grateful. You don't realize it then how much help that your parents are really trying to instill in you until you get a little older and you become a little grateful. So I am grateful. Thank you, Mom. So I remember just kind of being there and finding a little bit more about myself. Of course, I knew I was Haitian. I was always very proud, but I was being able to be around people like Najeen and Stefan. And I realized like I can actually speak my language. Like all the kids were coming there and we were speaking in Creole and we had a lot of the similar backgrounds. And I didn't have that because the friends that I made were not like me. They didn't come from the same backgrounds. They didn't have Haitian parents. So it was just a little bit different. But I was able to realize that there are students that were like me and we come from the same backgrounds and we share a lot of the same similarities. So I was able to be seen, not just myself, but I was able to see myself in other people. So it was kind of like a lot of a bonding experience as well. It also showed me the importance of writing. I picked up a lot of writing. So when I went to high school, I started poetry. I started doing a lot of writing, doing a lot of poetry. I started inserting into like competitions. I would win some of these competitions. I didn't realize that I had a talent and I was able to find that through the help program. So I'm very appreciative of that. And I was able to kind of tap into a part of me that I didn't realize that I had a strength in. And then I noticed that I do like books. I do like reading. And I started reading about myself, and I started reading about where my family comes from. And usually I would read books, you get books and you're like, I'm not really understanding this, or I'm not really feeling this, or I don't really have any ties to this. But then when you start to read about yourself, you kind of get a more better understanding, and you're more appreciative of what they're bringing to you. And this program definitely has given us, everyone had their part. So at the end of the year, we had almost a performance that we would give to our family and our friends. And they gave us independence, really. You had the girls that were doing the dancing, and you had the kids that were basically putting on the production. They were calling up Haitian restaurants. Hey, well, this is the menu that we're going to have. They were doing the ordering. They were doing the light fixtures. We were doing everything, and it just gave us so much independence, and we realized how much we could work together. A lot of the times we kind of put and bash each other down as Haitian Americans, or just Haitians in general. And I realized that it doesn't have to be that way. Haitians can stick together, and we can unite, and we can rise to the occasion, and we can make something beautiful out of it. Yeah, I'm just so appreciative of this. And with that, I went to high school. I got my I got my certification as the pharmacy technician. From there, I went to Florida A&M University. I graduated with my bachelor's in bio pre-med. And then I got my master's in regulatory affairs, and I am looking to, extend my education. We are, talking about it just a little bit, but I think, this program has definitely set a great foundation, not just for me, but everybody involved. And it's a beautiful thing. And I would want something like that for my eventually when I have children, hopefully, that they can have something like that, so that they can be connected. The older you get and the more Americanized you become, you kind of lose that tradition. And that's something I don't want to lose. I want to make sure that we stand firm and stand strong in our traditions and, everything that our parents know, especially the language. We gotta keep that. But yeah, thank you.
My name is Stefan Fatal, originally from Miami. I How I got into the program, I remember it was in elementary, and Dr. Hall and Dr. Desir had walked into my school that was right next to Barry University. It was Hubert O. Sibley. And I remember one of my best friends, he was telling me to join. And me and my mom brought her crew, and her crew was the kids, and we walked there. Um, During that time, the program was only for 6 through 8. And I remember going there, and Dr. Hall and Dr. Zero was like, hey, I don't think you can join because, you're only a fifth grader. And then they was like, just wait, and then we went home, and my mom was just telling me, just wait, we might hear something. And then that next day, Dr. Hall, Dr. Desir, they called my mom. They was telling my mom, hey, we just extended it for 5th through 8, a 5th through 8 program. And with that, I was like, listen, I'm not taking a shower. We just going straight there. And ended up signing up, and it was a program that was a life-changing program because you get to meet different people, get to talk to different people, you get to talk to people that can change your life. And I think it was being grouped with people, amazing people that came from the earthquake. And you can see it on the news and everything, but seeing it firsthand, talking to people, especially in our group that they got affected, losing family members, losing a ligament. It gets touching, but that's what makes us become so much more stronger in life. Um, and me in this program, taught me a lot that, we're all one. We're there to help each other. We're there to grow with each other. We're there to prosper with each other. I'll give you this one funny story. It was one day we was playing basketball, and the guys love playing basketball. And I remember the coach just like blew a whistle, and as he blew a whistle, I ended up twisting my ankle or spraining my ankle. And I remember Dr. Hall and Dr. Desir took me home, and they took me home, cared for me, showed me appreciation of love, and always did everything they can. The same process was through high school, giving me letter recommendation, ended up going to schools that I needed, that I wanted to go to, and they were right there. The program was not just only for middle school; it was just up to life, and that's was one of the beauty of it. That's what I took from it. Even after I graduated from Tuskegee University, getting called from Dr. Hall because she knew I was accounting. She knew she had a great friend, and she ended up putting me in place with this great program that I had joined, and it was just word of mouth, no interview, but they gave me the job. That's what you call love. That's what you call life, and that's what builds each other to grow each other, and that what made this program very, very special. I went to Miami-Dade to get my associate's degree. I got my bachelor's in accounting from Tuskegee University, and I went to FIU to get my master's in accounting. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. My name is Kiana Pierre. How did I find out about the program? One thing about my godmother, she was disciplined. She was strict. Summertime came around, she was like, "You're gonna be somewhere." And it was this one time, it was me and my cousin Andrew, and she was like, "Yeah, I found this program. It's at Barry." My mom was like, "Okay, I have work, so this is fine. We're all good." And when I came into the program, I was very shy as a child. So I was like very to myself, like just kind of looking for friends, staying close to my cousin and kind of seeing around. But I think the way that the program was structured, it allowed me to learn how to connect with other people, learn how to use my social skills, and learn how to love on one another. There was never a point in time where I didn't feel like staff care for who I was as a person, or just like who I am. Like I can sit there and be like, "Oh, they know I'm Kiana." Like I'm not just a little girl that's kind of cowering in the corner or anything like that. I think the biggest thing that I will say that took me away is the power of immersion. Being the fact that it was even on a college campus, being the fact that it was even being like handled and facilitated by doctors, like that told me that if I wanted to go that far in life, I can and I could and I will. And it also made me understand that like this is mini college. Like we're here, we kind of have our little classes, we have our little sessions, we're talking to each other, and I can see how I can just push myself forward in life. The biggest part that I loved about, also because my mother did not give me technology until I was in high school, was the reading. It was great to finally read Haitian literacy. Like I feel like being in America, my mom was one of the parents, like she didn't talk about back home a lot. So I knew I was Haitian, I knew the language, I knew the food for sure. But in terms of like our history, it wasn't there as much. So to be able to read about it, to have Edward Dunsicat like come in person, like that was my first, like, oh my gosh, like we read her book, we're like analyzing it, we're annotating it, and then she's signing it and she's talking about it like in my face. Like that was a beautiful moment. And I think it just opened my love for literacy and my love for getting better and seeing what I can do, as I get older. And I think overall that program just made me want to open up of like what's next. So once I think I did a program for a year or two, And then I ended up going to Breakthrough Miami, which is another nonprofit, and I volunteered there. And then I went to College Bound, which prepared us for college. So I just knew that, like, I was at Barry's campus. I'm now at UAM campus. Like, school is in my future. I knew there was no other way. So after I did after I did College Bound, it just kept preparing me. And I just remember back in my mind, like, also my mind, my body, and my spirit. That's another thing that the program emphasized. Like, your mental health, your wellness is important, and how can you tie that with like your everyday life? So some of the stuff like I may, like, those are the stuff that's ingrained into my head, and those are the stuff that I plan on teaching my future students, because that wellness will show up in many different ways positively. So after high school, I went to Pace High School. I got a 4-year scholarship as a Posse scholar and ended up going to Massachusetts. And that was the biggest culture shock of my life. There was no Haitian food in like the near radius. I drove 2 hours, nothing. But it taught me that, like, there's life bigger than Florida, and how can I take all of my experiences to bring it back home, or to bring it to wherever that I need to be. I majored in computer science. That was a very fun experience. I will say I'm not the best at math in a lot of different ways, but it was reading, it was my literacy, my critical thinking that allowed me to engage in this area differently than most would. So after I graduated, I came back home, did a lot of different things. The job market was interesting, I will say that. And then I fell into working at Nova. That is my boss right there, Mr. Boone. I was an educational technology instructor, which was great. And I also did part-time at the Boys and Girls Club as an education instructor there too. So my life was just revolving around teaching for a little bit. And then I got an opportunity to do Teach for America, and I'll be moving to Dallas. And everything that I've learned from the program, like, I know how to facilitate rooms. I know how to create these future leaders. Like, for us to sit here and doing so many different things, and just remembering how much this program gave to us, like, it just showcased when you have someone there for you, when you have someone speaking power into you and love into you and support into you, like you said, we will manifest the life that we're doing. So I just appreciate for this program for opening my eyes, because for a lot of us, we don't get to that spot. And that was my main thing. Yes.
We're gonna come up here and join them for a few minutes, and flow for about 10 minutes, like we might do the program. I see another person in the audience. Right, you want to stand up, Renata? Right, did I get that right? Right, she was in our program as well. This is what has happened to Dr. Desir and I. Like, I'll be going to the Chick-fil-A in Miami Shores. We finally got a Chick-fil-A, and it's twice. Something about that Chick-fil-A, and we run into our former students, our children. We run into them in the airports, in the supermarket, and I ran into her yesterday. You want to come up and say hi? And we can ad-lib a little bit. And I was like, "Oh, we're having an event," and she's like, "I'm sorry, I couldn't make it to the opening." And come up and say hi and tell them what you're up to, because the seeds are like the tree has grown now. Mm-hmm. And so I saw Lady Diane was here also, but we run outside, send a picture. I sent a picture to them, said, "Look who I ran into," and she's here. So we're gonna let you have a moment to also witness.
Mm-hmm. Hello, everyone. I'm a little nervous, but because I wasn't expecting this. But my name is Regine. I went to the program as well. I believe it was either 5th grade summer year or 6th grade, but all I remember, because it was my auntie, she also had a lot of kids, and she always invited other kids to come as well. And she was like, "There's a summer program at Barry, you need to come." That was it. That's all the information we got, and we came, and it was a life-changing experience, just because, for me, it was just me and my sister. Like, we had cousins, but all we knew was just our parents. So being exposed to other, like, yes, we're all Haitians and we have the same morals, but we had different experiences, and we all shared it together. And not only that, is that everyone came back every summer because we were always excited to see each other. So we became very much like a family. And it taught me so much, just like you were saying, like the mind, body, and soul. Just, I remember we had so many different speakers. And I also remember it was a routine where we started meditating in the morning. And I remember I'm like, this is so silly. Like, yeah, how can you silence your mind? Because, for me, I'm an overthinker. So I'm always thinking about something. Like, how do I practice silencing my mind? And they taught me so much about myself. And as a Haitian American, and reading all the Haitian novels was just, it was just because you hear from, like, I hear the stories from my parents and how horrible it was. And, for me, my parents are very dramatic. So, yeah, I listen to them. But reading those novels, I pictured it in my mind. Like, she's such a good writer where you can picture what she's talking about. And it humbled me and made me understand like where my parents was coming from and the dedication and just everything that they poured into me and my sister. And now I'm just like, now I'm also in education. That's so funny too, because I'm a teacher now. I work for Bridge Prep Academy. Thank you. But yeah, I want to extend that and get my master's. And right now I have my bachelor's in sociology and a minor entrepreneurship. But I picked sociology because I found how important roots are. And that program showed me how important my Haitian roots are and how I want to also bring that not only to my partner, because yeah, there's a lot of Haitians here, but I don't know, it's just so hard dating to find a great Haitian. So it's like, I don't only want to only date a Haitian, but also just extend my roots, even if I don't date a Haitian, if that makes sense. So yeah, now I was saying with sociology, how important the roots is. So yeah, that's all I could say. I don't know. Thank you, I appreciate it.
I'm humble.
I know.
This is a journey that started, a long time ago when I was in my graduate program, and I said, the students are my teachers. The young people are my teachers, and I honor all of y'all. You are in my imagination. Like the first year of the program, I called it my dream actualized. And my God, this is my dream. This manifestation is beautiful. And Dr. Hall, believed in me when I came here. And we created this together. And we had teachers, we had volunteers, we had students. Like people came up and stepped with us because the energy was love. And, one of the things that we taught the young people that they have to have a personal understanding, an interpersonal understanding, and a communal understanding. And that's how we walk together. So, and we got about 100 of them coming strong, 100 plus. So, and they connect with us, and we know that, God put us here to do this work. And so God also put something in all of y'all to continue doing your work. And remember that, tomorrow is Haitian Flag Day, right? And we wave, and we wave, and we wave.
I just wanted to, we're going to freestyle for 5 more minutes. Y'all can jump back in if y'all want. But we were very strategic in developing the program. Najeen talked about the social skills group. We had our master's program. The students in the clinical psychology program were actually involved and actually doing groups. So mental health, yes, but it was so much more than that. The girls got to go talk about that girl things, and the guys got to go talk about that guy thing, and it was cool. Like she said in the beginning, it's like meditation. What are they talking about? They tripping. There would be y'all remember some mornings though. Y'all would be stressed out and we didn't have meditation planned for that morning. But they would say, "Can we meditate?" And we was like, "Oh, it's catching on." When they start asking for these type of things. But that was the beauty of that in the social skills groups, having that time to go get in touch with, like Dr. said, yourself, but also interpersonal conflicts you might run into. It was so many different parts to the program, and the martial arts. Again, you all remember that in the capoeira.
Yes, like we had, they had to explain what they knew in several forms. And
Yes,
one was an artist, so we had artists every week supplementing what they were learning in the literacy and the spiritual aspects.
yeah, yeah. Mecca came. If you all know Mecca, aka Grumo, we still are in relationship. He comes to a lot and helps out with a lot of events. Taught you all a lot. What did Mecca teach you all or share with you all? Here you go. Go ahead, Stefan.
Well, before I say anything, another thing too is that the program was free, and during the summer, a lot of programs ask for people to pay, and to be in a program that every parent question was like, okay, is this program is also going to feed them as well? And they fed them. They fed each and every one of us to the point where if we were hungry, we had snacks, we had lunch, and then before we leave, we had something to go with. People who were walking had water because it was very hot, and then we had the mango season where we brung mangoes. So it just that was another part that I wanted to also talk about was just how it was so effective and that how you know, every single summer, like after the summer was done, we cried and we said, "Hey, we're gonna be back next summer." And you start to go to school with the same people. You start becoming friends with people from the program. And going back before I missed this part, um, one of my friends who was in the program, I haven't seen him because his family went back to New York. And all I remember was me getting the scholarship to go to Tuskegee. And I remember telling Dr. Hall and Dr. Desir that I'm leaving, and they got me an apartment. Comes to find out, when I get there, it was somebody. We're just talking. Mind you, I met him in fifth grade. After that, I never seen him ever again. We're talking, and he was like, "Hey, I was in Miami too." I was like, "For real? What part of Miami?" He was like, "North Miami." I was like, "Oh, okay, okay, okay." He was like, "Before I left, I was in this program, but I couldn't figure out the name." And he was like, "I was like, okay, I've been in a lot of programs. Just throw it to me." He was like, "I know it was a Haitian program." Okay, number one. And then he was like, "There was two great directors." I was like, "Okay, I'm seeing where this is going." And he also talked about how the program helped him throughout his journey because they had a session of like kids who was affected about the hurricane or the earthquake. And I was like, wow. So you talk about the health program, and I was a part of it. It was crazy. We grew that relationship, and what was lost was found, and that's what this program has like really benefited. Um, and that's the beauty of this program. Going back to the question about Mecca, Mecca was like a great mentor, great person who talked a lot about our Haitian culture. He was someone that he tells you the importance, and he didn't want you to forget how us Haitians are important, how our ancestors fought for us. He talked about, you have to stand and be proud of, who you are and what you stand for. Because back in Miami, There was the part where they didn't want Haitians to be there. You have to understand the history, the Zopound, and all that, and that right there, he just keep instilling us the importance of being Haitian. You cannot forget that.
I would say I definitely agree. I think Mecca taught me pride. Like he was so strong. Like he would bring stuff in, and we would like talk about it more. And every time his energy never changed. Like it was just like we are Haitian. This is what we're known for. This is what we do, and we're never gonna let anybody shake that away from us or take that away from us. And he's such a person that I remember so much. Like even now, like I see him on social media, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I remember you. Like I remember you so much of how you impacted my life. And like Haitian Blase tomorrow, we're really gonna have a great time. But that pride, that happiness, that joy, he was definitely a part of instilling that within me.
I mean, I'd say I'd agree as well. I didn't know much history about Haiti, but Mecca definitely had opened my eyes to it, to where I was informing my friends, and I would let them know. And my friends come from different backgrounds, and there would be, like Jamaican or Trinidadian, and of course, there's always, especially at that age, it's like they would talk a little funny about us, and I'm like, hey, you need to respect Haiti, because if it wasn't for us, your country would not have their independence. We have leaders, and we had leaders to come over to your country so that way you can have independence. So I think you should give us some respect. Put some respect on our names, and just be a little bit more humble when you're speaking about us, because even though we may be in the condition that isn't the most fortunate, but we're strong. And there's a reason why they keep coming back to us. And there's a reason why they keep trying to reach out to us. And it's because we are fighters and we are strong, and we really don't take any mess. So yeah, I appreciate Mecca for that, because I didn't know anything, and he poured into an empty cup, knowledge specifically, and so I carry that today. And yes, like she said, it's definitely given me a sense of pride. I wouldn't want to be from anywhere else.
Yeah, and I agree as well. I feel like around middle school, you get bullied for being Haitian and all that stuff. So just getting to learn from Mecca about even learning that we are the first Black independent country in the world. Like he usually says that so many times. So that really stood out to me and made me very proud of who I am. And from being more, from when people getting bullied for saying that we eat cats or all the negative things that they say, going into high school, I feel like that really changed my perspective of my culture. So that really helped me a lot.
I do want to talk about or preface that the field trips that we went to. We would go, there was a place off of, I think, Pembroke, where we would come together, and it was like a drive almost. And it was basically kind of giving back to the less fortunate. Yeah, so that was something that definitely resonated with me, because I always loved giving back. I think that's one of my love languages is gifting and giving. And so I kind of instilled that. I don't talk about it a lot, but I started this thing last year with just some close friends where I would make about 100 bags, and I would instill toiletries and different sanitary products and snacks, and I would get Haitian patties, and I would go around this area, because if you've noticed, there's a lot of homeless people in this area, and I would go down to Miami, and I would pass out about 100 bags, and I'm actually getting ready to do another one in a couple of weeks, so I'm really excited. Yeah, I don't really talk about it too much, but it is something that I am doing, and so I just remembered, I'm like, this is something that I learned from them, and I was like, oh, I love doing this, and I love the thought of giving back, and so this is something that I'm doing today. So I thought that was kind of funny.
I know our time is up. We're going to do the closing ritual, but I do want to say that, the roots are deep. Yeah. The roots are deep. And, one of the works that I'm continuing doing, I'm doing 2 summer programs in Haiti as well, one in the south of Haiti and one in the north of Haiti during the summers. And I've been doing that for the last 6-7 years. And I was inspired by this program. And Dr. Hall and I, after the second year, we would go to Haiti right after and do 2 weeks of camping in Haiti. So that's happening, and we're going to be in fundraising season for that. But, we got to invest in our young people because, my goodness, what a blessing. So we have to invest in our young people. So I'll have Dr. Hall say the last word, and we'll do the closing ritual.
Are you going to do some Q&A?
Oh, yes. We're going to do the closing ritual.
And then open it up for.
Yes. Okay. All right. I'll say it, we'll repeat it.
Yeah.
All right. And we would do this at the end of the day. I eat from the hands of the past.
I eat from the hands of the past.
I drink from the lessons of today with every day.
I drink from the lessons of today with every day.
My dreams can be brought to life and take flight.
My dreams can be brought to life and take flight.
All right. Thank you. We open up for the audience if you have any questions or comments or anything that you were moved by.
Just hearing the stories.
This is a parent.
Hi, my name is Linda, and I'm Ayana Tunis's mom. And I'm just inspired just sitting here hearing all these stories because, we talked about the program, but it's been a few years now. So just hearing them and I'm in awe. Oh my God, they did all that. So this is I'm forever grateful and to the both of you. And oh my gosh, I'm just so glad when Charlene called me. I was like, hey, I have a program I want Ayana to join. I was like, okay. And when it comes to Charlene, it's a yes, and she learned so much. And because on my end, I tried, which I think I did pretty good, trying to instill some of the, this type of, thing in her, learning about the culture. I started taking Ayana to Haiti at a very young age, showing her these are the kids. You could have been in their spot. So learning to appreciate what she has. And so I'm just grateful of this program. And I didn't know you still had it, but definitely I have students maybe that, can probably send them your way. Because the one thing Diana said, and that's we have to teach our children Creole. It's a must, because what happens is they lose it. Once they lose the culture, that's it. So it's important. We need to speak Creole with our children and let them know you're Haitian. That's all. Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, I'll turn it back over to you.
I'm just I'm in awe also, and I'm in awe all the time because, like I said, we run into you all at any points in time, and it just brings all these memories back, and start flooding. You're like, I can't believe we did this, Doc. It's we did this, but we didn't do it. This was an ancestral calling. Really, if when I think about how it happened, when Doc got her doctorate from Harvard, she moved to Miami within 6 months period of time when I moved to Miami. So we literally, I left Atlanta heading down south, and she left Boston heading down south, and we met within that year's period of time. And she told me she'd been doing her dissertation work, and she had this funding to do the summer program, but if you know Barry University was surrounded by the Haitian community. And so we're like, well, we have a campus, let's do it at the university. But Doc always said, this is a college preparatory program. Look at this. This is just a small sample. We could do testimonies. If people are online, they can do testimonies about so much success, from this program. And this is just a segment of showing you all, the greatness And for you to say, Ayana, that you're now, like, I forgot about the food bank. Like, we'll take them to understand the importance of service and to see that plant seeds, and the work that you do. We are our ancestors' dreams actualized, and now so are you all. So thank you all for being here and sharing this testimony. Our book, I don't know if she has a copy of it. It's a guide to show you all how to create greatness, to be a part of greatness, because the parents and the ancestors created it. But we're all in community. Ubuntu is that Pan African philosophy of I am because you are. In the book we talk about how we use Ubuntu for our morning meetings, for our literacy part, for our field trips, and all of that. So that was important, and that is important. Teach your children who they are, right? Knowledge of self is the beginning of all other knowledge. So we must do what others won't do for us. And if you can't, then reach out to us, consult with us, like Stefan, like Jean said, call us. If you need something, we're going to find a way to help you get it, right? We're going to find a way.
And we thank you all for walking in your greatness.
Yes.
And we acknowledge all of our help and lifers that are out there. Thank you for trusting us. Thank you for your families for trusting us. And please support the work. Please support a young person. Claim a young person.
Right.
Like we need to claim ours. So if it's not yours, claim some.
That's
claim one. Because we gotta bring our young people and let them stand in their power. And thank you, Creator. Thank you, God. Thank you for my ancestors, my parents, my family. My cousin is there, trusting me with her daughter. But thank you, because we are communal people.
Right.
We are communal people. We live in Laku. We live in celebration. So remember that, young people. Remember that. As we grabbed you, it's your responsibility to grab another.
Right.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you all.
Wow, that was pretty amazing what
Yeah, it's
community does when we come together. Again, I'd like to thank Dr. Desir and Dr. Halls and our 4 young people. This is amazing. I mean, the ties and the way that spirit works divinely in terms of bringing people together in different walks of life. Did you want to say something?
Yeah, and I think a lot of us. I can project.
No.
Is it better? Oh,
Yeah, 'cause we're
hello.
recording.
Okay. I think a lot of us will say that we want to thank you, Dr. Desir and Dr. Hall, for like the amount of work, the life work that you put into us, like developing a curriculum like that, researching, reaching out, having these network, having connections is super important. And especially for us to be in Miami, we don't have a lot of resources out there like that. And yeah, just to thank you. And I think that it shows to work how great the program is, because wherever we are in life, we will come back, we will do these times, we will project more of like how important the work is and why it should be continued.
Thank you. So I want to tell you that this is part of our Celebrating Freedom Month, and we're looking at a lot of things happening this month. Of course, we have Haitian Heritage Month. Monday evening, we'll be celebrating 100th birthday of Malcolm X, and we'll have a program starting at 5:30 on Monday. We hope you can come back and join us. We also will be having a Emancipation Day celebration. And also our friends are doing something related to the month as well. And we have flyers and so forth. When you go out, you can see it on the pole and just grab it. If you haven't signed in, we'd like you to. Numbers are important. We have to, show that we have audience participation. So make sure if you haven't signed in that you have. I know a couple of our parents stepped out and they went upstairs, but they said they would come back to join us. And is there anything else that I left out? Well, finally, I want to tell you that we have lunch. We have Haitian lunch for you. So we'd like to invite you to join us in the seminar room. When you go out, just go to the back and you'll see the door open and you'll smell the food. Okay? So thank you so much for your participation in continuing to support the African American Research Library. And also spread the word. Spread the word. Tell people when you're coming, if you can't come, let them know. I will tell you that we also had 10 people join us online, so that was good to hear. And keep coming back, it works. And now you have resources of these people. and us here at the library. Again, thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Ramona.
Oh, picture. Oh, yes, yeah, yeah.